Good afternoon. Welcome on in to another episode of From Day One, along with Law Talking Mike, giving us a little legal commentary. Tonight we head back to Judge Middleton's courtroom, where subsets decide to hearken their head again.
Understood. We'll come back with two interpreters.
All right, we have Mr. Kirk Jensen here, who's unrepresented. Mr. Jensen, would you come up and have a seat? Josh, you kind of inherited this. Mr. Jensen was originally charged with traffic violations. The matter was set for a jury trial for August 16th, I believe it was. We had summoned jurors and we were ready to proceed. Earlier that week, I believe August 14th, Mr. Marvin filed a felony complaint based on the same set of facts. So the matter was set for a pre-exam conference. Mr. Jensen has made every court hearing. But he did express that he wants to represent himself. I offered to appoint counsel at each stage of the misdemeanor proceedings, and again in this case, but he declined. So, Mr. Jensen, you still wish to represent yourself in this matter?
I don't even get why we're here. This may explain itself as the hearing progresses. But I thought when he filed the felony complaint, it would be bound over to circuit court, and then Judge Middleton wouldn't have it. Maybe he has multiple charges. Maybe you guys know. Tell me in the chat.
Wish to have this case completely dismissed.
Well, everybody feels that way. Everybody else who wants their case dismissed, raise your right hand. Yeah, that's unanimous. So that's not up to me. But the question is, I'm willing to appoint counsel for you, but you've represented to me at each stage you wish to represent yourself.
I do not wish to have any counsel.
All right, well then let's talk about where we are. Where's the complaint? The complaint alleges that on or about April 6th in Lockport Township that you did obstruct justice by preferring a counterfeit U.S. passport and counterfeit international driver's license at the time of a lawful traffic stop, an attempt to avoid criminal liability for driving without a license. The way that is charged, it is a felony punishable by up to 5 years imprisonment and a fine of up to $10,000. The second count is possession of a reproduced, altered, counterfeit, or forged chauffeur's license. Operator's or chauffeur's license. That's a misdemeanor punishable by up to a year in jail and a fine of up to $2,000. Count 3 alleges that you had no valid operator's license, by an old no ops.
Yeah,
They're also charged with a civil infraction of no proof of insurance.
And I object to those. I object to that
Well, of
being
course you do.
Labeled as counterfeit on all of those documents.
All right.
Okay, so noted.
Mr. O'Bear, do you have any instructions here or a plea offer? Or?
So the offer would be if the defendant wanted to plead to count 3, operating with no license, it's the 90-day misdemeanor. We would recommend fines and costs.
Other, if you want to have a brain cell, you should jump on that.
I object to that, and I will not consent to that either.
Oh, fuck.
All right, let me unpack that a little bit.
Good luck, Your Honor.
Oh, the stupid starts before I've even had my coffee.
Yes, Mike.
I'm not revved up for this. I don't know if I can take it.
Yes, Mike, he is a moron. The guy's giving you a way out.
All right, you're charged with a felony, and you're charged with possession of a false or forged counterfeit license. You're also charged with no proof of insurance. prosecutor would dismiss all of those charges if you plead to no valid operator's license with a fine and cost. You may be the first person in my 21-year career that objects to having all the felony charges dismissed for a plea to a $200 fine. Nonetheless, you object.
Yeah.
I object to the fact that it's been labeled as counterfeit.
All right, well, they're just willing to dismiss that charge. The allegation in count 3 is that you are operating a vehicle on a public roadway without having a valid license.
Eat a
Sometimes
felony.
it's called no ops or
Just
no
go
valid
ahead.
operator's license.
Make
It's under
yourself a felon.
257301 of the Michigan Traffic Code. It's punishable by up to 90 days in jail and a fine of up to $100. It carries 2 points and it goes on your driving record. If you
And you'd be
plead
done.
guilty to that charge, I'm going to fine you $225. I'm going to give you time to pay it. The matter will be done. If you don't wish to plead to that, we're going to have a preliminary examination next Wednesday where the prosecutor will attempt to bind you over to circuit court on felony charges and continue the matter for a felony conviction with potential prison sentence.
Go for
So
it.
his offer is to just be done with all of it for a plea to no valid operators. That's, frankly, was kind of surprised by the generous offer, but that's what it is.
Yeah, he's not that smart. Your Honor.
So our options are to plead to having no valid operator's license. You can even plead no contest. You can plead no contest. You don't admit what happened, but you also don't deny what happened. You allow or accept that a conviction will enter. You and I have a fundamental disagreement about what it means to operate a vehicle or what it means to travel. But if you want this matter to be over with, you can enter a no contest plea to no valid operator's license.
Yeah, if that
If you
was that
wanna
easy,
reap
Your
the
Honor.
whirlwind, we can have a preliminary examination next
She doesn't know.
Tuesday afternoon regarding the matter. What would you like to do, Mr.
You
Jensen?
like to be
I
stupid.
don't accept any of that.
All right, the
Okay.
matter will be set for prelim.
And just to make it clear, this would be the third time that a charge of no operator's license has been levied against me. And I'm
Oh,
standing against it because those documents are valid. And I object to them being
Well,
labeled as
we'll
counterfeit.
find out next week.
Yeah, we sure will.
yeah, when you go to prison.
So that will be Tuesday,
Mikey, you got that one?
September 5th.
Oh, that's right. It's September 5th. You actually got me a court
Yeah.
case.
Prelim.
Ooh, if I'm around, I
All right,
want to see that.
bond is continued.
I'll
You're
be
free
with
to
you
go.
live on that one.
And just a reminder of the civil case that is ongoing.
Really?
And those who are named in that, yourself and Mr.
Really?
Marvin as well. Just to
Which
make sure
civil,
that
which civil case is that?
civil case, the notices, and all the recusals and everything that's been filed into this case that I've been filing in.
Really?
To make note of that.
This sausage is so
it is-
stupid.
Your frivolous filing has
Yes.
been so noted.
Is, on the record.
Well, let's take a look.
That he's a fucking moron
You
is on the
filed
record.
a August 28th, which is yesterday. I got this. I didn't see it. Objection to the report and recommendation in the matter of civil case. You filed this in federal court?
This was done in a federal court, has a federal case number on it. And all the defendants are listed.
All right.
Middleton's
Well-
looking like, really?
That will be dismissed almost immediately, unless he got help.
With the notice,
Oh, it's great pleadings. It cites Abraham and the Book of Nations and a bunch of other.
Mikey!
But
Oh,
it has been
Mikey, you
filed
got a
in
good
federal
one.
court. All right, that's all a matter of record. It's in the file. And you've even got Hebrew letters in here. Okay,
Hebrew!
I'll see you next
Mikey, Hebrew!
Tuesday
Oh my God,
at
Mikey.
1 o'clock.
Oh, Mikey, Hebrew.
Yes, yes,
I like that. Can I look at it?
Mr. Jensen's transportation.
Yes.
And, on the fifth, my wife has chemo, and I have to take her to that. Is there a way that we can put it off to the following week? If that's all right with Mr. Jensen?
that would dump the matter on Judge Pattison, which I'm sure he would greatly dislike. So,
No.
I'm sorry, but we'll leave it for that day.
It would be the sixth that would work.
I'm open to any date at this point.
Just leave
We
it to 50.
schedule things at certain times and everything affects everything else.
Just leave it to 5th.
So
We'll
no,
lock 'em
it's
up.
next Tuesday. You could be done with this for $225. And so we'll be next Tuesday, sworn testimony in court regarding this matter. Do you wish to not have counsel? And we'll continue that.
Yeah,
I'll
he
make
said
it for the
stupid.
record, at this point, I'm declining to recuse myself.
Thank you.
Yeah, I would think so.
This is just a straightforward matter. All right, next Tuesday, 1 o'clock. You can make your way here somehow. Do you need a bus pass? I'll give you that.
Oh,
You're free to go.
you'll provide bus passes, Your Honor?
Mr. McWhale, good morning to you, sir.
Well, that was pretty fun.
Yeah, it was, Mikey.
It was very mellow. I mean, he just as usual, a stupid objecting to everything was something, but then we got a bonus when Judge looked up his federal filing.
In Hebrew.
And he's using Hebrew or whatever, which I'm sure he doesn't understand one bit of. I know I don't, but
Bidi ba shalom.
oh, that's fun stuff.
Yeah, but I suggest by the time we have the next
All
Coinbase,
right.
instead of the
You know
feds
what?
that you
I got a
have,
couple clips. I'll throw them up. Why not? Why
instead
not?
of
They're here.
Okay,
I was gonna
okay.
do them, but no time like the present. Let's do this thing, shall we?
Yep, I suggest next time though, you already got
This
a
kicks
fez.
off. I need a ruling from the chat.
Yeah.
Am I hearing this right? Is the question.
Okay.
It says on the complaint in 9/1/23/009122, Royce, Uranus, Lee, Tyler.
Wait, what? Whoa, Mike, you cannot do that quickly and just immediately run away. Let's cue that up one more time. All right, let's run the question again. Here we go.
It says on the complaint in 9/1/23/009122, Royce, Uranus, Lee, Tyler.
I believe it was Uranus myself. All right, let's see what else we have in the clips you were talking about.
Law, I'm here. Okay, you're accused of violation of injunction for protection, and I'm going to open your file up and see what we can tell you, Mr. Oliver.
We've got another guy who wants to represent himself. It's so frustrating. Thank you, April.
Is there any way I can be provided with a copy of the affidavit?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. In order to do that, you have to participate in the discovery process, which is the first thing an attorney would do if you're represented by an attorney.
Okay.
If you represent yourself, you've got to file certain paperwork saying that you want to participate in the discovery process.
Yes, sir.
But it obligates you to do certain things also.
File motions, et cetera.
It obligates you to provide a witness list.
All right.
So what the complaint says is someone named Rachel Tanner who received a call from her goddaughter, Ashante Moore, saying that Miss Ashante, you had, I guess there must be an injunction.
Can I stop before you go any further, sir, and waste your time? I don't have an injunction against me in Jackson County. So how did I violate an injunction?
Okay, is there an injunction against you in Florida?
Yes, sir, it is.
It doesn't matter if it's in Jackson County or not.
But I never had any contact with the person that the injunction was on, nor did I speak upon this person with anything.
Okay, so he demands to represent himself. He doesn't understand that an injunction in anywhere in the state of Florida can be enforced in Jackson County. He doesn't understand that he needs to file for discovery. He doesn't understand anything that's going on with this procedure. He continues to not understand.
Yeah, he sounds to be stupid,
But
Mikey.
he's going to represent himself.
Occurred. Okay, by law, when you have an injunction against someone and it's third party contact, it will be equivalent of me saying, hey, Judge Mercer, would you tell the person that has an injunction on me, this, that, and the third? If I see you and you're someone or have some type of relationship with this person, you just can't call the police on me and say, hey, he seen me and cussed me out, and you have an injunction on him, call the police.
Why not?
I read the affidavit off the internet. From what that's saying, I shouldn't even be standing right here right now.
Who is the injunction? Is it against Moore or is it against
I have an injunction
Tanner?
against Rachel Tanner. She lives in Panama City, Bay County, Florida. The injunction is in Bay County. Basically, from what the affidavit is saying, me and her goddaughter got into it. She called the person that the injunction is on to have them call the police on me and come down here. I never once said her name.
It's the 14th Circuit. I don't know where Jackson is. It's right next to Bay County.
Jackson, Florida.
But it doesn't really matter. The judge will explain it in a second.
She didn't say I said her name. She didn't say I mentioned my baby mother. She just say me and him got into an altercation. Call you and you call the police. That ain't legal. That shouldn't even be legal.
Ashante stated Kirk was driving the gray Nissan again. Kirk threatened Ashante, telling her he's going to kill her and her godmother. So she's saying that you did threaten Miss Tanner. And if that happened, that may or may not be a violation of injunction for protection. I agree that it's.
We can speak. I'm not taking nothing for it. Like, I mean, no disrespect to you. I've been in front of you quite a few times. I'm not taking no deal.
I'm not taking nothing forward. No, you're not. The prosecutor is prosecuting you. They have the burden of proof. They are quite literally prosecuting it. They are bringing the case. You are the defendant. I don't know what you think you're saying. And by the way, they could also charge you with stealing the hairdo of a 1970s NBA player.
I'm not. We can set it for trial. Ain't no in-betweens with me. We're going to go to trial. I'm not guilty of it.
Okay. So let's talk about who's going to represent you.
I represent myself.
Okay.
No, you won't.
Mr. Oliver, you think that's a good idea?
I just, yes, sir.
When someone wants to represent themselves, I have to ask them under Florida law, I've got to go into their education, their background, their experience, why they think they're capable of representing themselves. You have an attorney that I've already qualified you for that he may get the case dismissed. And if he doesn't, you certainly at that point could say.
Dismiss it. She can dismiss it.
Is the state's intent to go forward with the case at this point?
Yes, Your Honor.
What they've got right now, they're going forward with it.
Okay.
But Mr. McDaniel may be able to show them some documentation or some evidence to convince them otherwise. It happens fairly commonly. My suggestion, you should take
the worst part of this is he might be right. She might have cooked up a bunch of stuff that's nonsense. And a decent attorney might be able to investigate this for a little bit, call the prosecutor and say, look, you don't want to do this, and get it pitched. I don't know the facts. I don't know the underlying facts. Maybe he's just saying that. Maybe maybe it really is nonsense and there's a good defense here. Again, an attorney could get it done for you. But you're going to end up in a hearing getting crushed by a prosecutor, even if you didn't do it.
Attorney, and then if you decide to represent yourself at a later time, you haven't lost anything. On the other hand, if you're adamant about representing yourself, I've got to place you under oath and ask you those questions. You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony about to give in this case will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but truth, so help you God.
Yes, sir.
What's the extent of your education, Mr. Oliver?
Graduated high school in Malone, Florida.
Any college?
Some. I didn't finish.
Okay. Have you ever been through a trial before?
Yes, sir. I just went through trial November the 8th of 2022.
And it went through a complete trial?
Yes, sir.
And that trial, did you represent yourself or did you have an attorney?
I basically represented myself.
That doesn't answer my question. Basically, okay, so you had an attorney representing you. So you've seen the trial process.
Yes, sir.
And you're adamant that you want to represent yourself, which is
yeah,
your
he's adamant. He's that
Yes,
stupid, Your
Here's
Honor.
what I have to tell you. This is what I tell people. What do you do for a living, Mr. Oliver?
I work at Bird Pipe at the Port of Panama City.
Okay, Mr. Oliver, if I showed up at your job, what time you go to work tomorrow?
I'm supposed to be at work right now.
What time you go to work tomorrow?
6 o'clock.
If I showed up at 6 o'clock tomorrow to try to do your job, I would make an absolute mess of it. Why? I don't know what you do. I don't know how to do it. I don't have your skills. I don't have your training. I can't do it. What you're telling me is that you think because you've been through a trial that you know everything about picking a trial and that you can do just as good a job or better than an attorney who's been to law school for 3 years, college for 4 years, taken and passed the Florida bar. I have to discourage you from doing that.
Me being honest with you, Judge Mercer, you probably don't even remember me for real.
I remember the name.
I just beat Bay County last November on this same type of stuff because my baby mama keep doing this.
The complaint says you went to prison.
I went to prison. I'm gonna be honest with you. I went to prison. Right here, you sentenced me for aggravated battery.
I went to prison.
I like that. I beat them, but wait, I went to prison.
Like I said, he might be being harassed by that happens every day. That is a strong possibility, but he does not know how to go about defending himself.
Oh,
He
wait,
just
how,
doesn't.
Mikey?
With a deadly weapon.
Involving the same people?
No.
Okay,
So
so it had
what's
nothing to
going
do
on
with
is
it.
a situation where these women are keep calling the police on me, making allegations, and the police officers nor the state attorneys are doing their jobs correctly to identify this. It's several lies in this.
I mean, I don't know. I wasn't there, but if he's guilty as sin or completely innocent, either way, he needs an attorney.
Yeah, give me
Bad.
somebody who can defend my ass.
David, you can pull up what I went to prison for right here. I went to prison at this courtroom. I've never been to prison for violation of an injunction.
So
Nor
when the
do I have an
complaint says
injunction.
that, that's not correct.
None of
See, Judge, I know more about law than you because I've been to prison. Have you been to prison?
that is correct.
So let me ask this question. You've heard me encourage you to take an attorney to represent you,
Yes,
and
sir.
you still want to represent yourself.
Yes, sir.
All right. So having asked those questions, Mr. Oliver is certainly intelligent, and he's been through the court system. He's capable of representing himself and exercising his constitutional right to do so. Is the state ready for trial?
Yes, we are, Your Honor.
Okay. When are you ready to go to trial? We have a trial period this month. That is the
Judge is doing a great job. He was trying to encourage him within the bounds of what he should be doing from the bench. He nailed it. He wanted the guy to get counsel so that he wouldn't do stupid things, but he's going to listen to him. Says, okay, we're carry on.
26th of September.
Yes, Your Honor.
You want to go ahead and get it over with, Mr.
September
Oliver?
26th, yes, sir, when we're doing jury selection, 25th
26th will be jury selection
and trial.
and trial.
Yes, sir.
So we're going to give you a notice for September 26th, Mr. Oliver. I would encourage you to consult with an attorney between now and then. If you change your mind, your attorney will file some paperwork saying that they're going to be involved. Otherwise, you need to be here
Honestly, can
September
I get
26th.
a little bit more time? Can I maybe
No.
have this trial date, maybe like around 45? I'm sorry, sweetie. But can I maybe like a 45-day period?
Did he
That's not
just
even
call?
30 days for me enough to pair, not just to find out.
As an attorney, this is actually just hard for me to watch. It is really hard for me to
He
watch.
called her sweetie.
About this last week.
We have September 26th,
It's
and then
making
the
me
next
insane.
one after that is October 23rd.
That's good.
Ms. Bremer,
No objection, Your Honor.
October 23rd, jury selection. We're going to set it on a pretrial date for the case management date, just in case there's something that comes up, any issue regarding witnesses and so forth. And that would be October the, yes, October
so-
12th at 1:30. So
Me and her not, by standards of self-representation, me and her are not supposed to have communication without it being on record. Okay, so what is the proper etiquette for me to communicate with her?
it's a great
It's a great question.
question
And,
that you
I was
would
about to
want
say,
an
and
attorney
another illustration
for.
of why you need a freaking attorney.
point that you just made, because what you said is not Florida law. I don't know where you heard that at, but Florida law does not prohibit you. What you've got to understand is what you say can be used against you.
Yes,
So
sir.
it's not a good idea to talk to the other side,
Yes, sir.
but you certainly can do that.
Okay,
There's nothing to prohibit that or stop that
all right.
because you're representing yourself.
Yes, sir.
If you're represented by an attorney, she can't talk to you without the attorney being present. But when you represent yourself, she can if she's willing to and chooses to. So I would again encourage you to seek an attorney. But if you decide to represent yourself, these will be your court dates. And those court dates one more time, and then I'll see if you have any questions, are October at 1:30. So your next one's October 12th at 1:30. We're going to get you to sign it, Mr. Oliver. We're going to give you a copy of it once you sign it. Do you have any questions?
I got one question, this last one.
Okay.
Can you help me understand exactly how I violated, like, the charge itself doesn't stem from Jackson County. So how am I in Jackson County facing a violation of injunction?
Another good question for your attorney.
Attorney.
It's obvious to all of us. The judge is about to explain it to you, but again, you've asked questions, and there are 1,000 more scenarios that will come up, and he won't know any of them.
That an attorney would probably be pretty good.
Have an injunction that's in Florida.
all counties can enforce it.
Yes, if the violation occurred. Now, what you're accused of, it's not a regular violation. You're accused of sending a message to her, and you supposedly sent a message in Jackson County. I'm not saying you did it. I'm not saying they can prove it. I'm
Yes,
telling
sir.
you that's what you're accused of.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
We'll see you on that day.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Have a good day.
Yes, sir.
Alrighty, Mikey, I will leave you there. I definitely thank you very much for the content you brought to us. And as that, we will also bring the afternoon session of From Day One to a close. As always, please make sure you do like, share, and subscribe. Help us get to that goal of 50,000 views, 1,000 subscribers. So we can send those nice red presents that, of course, everybody would love. Until tonight, thank you for watching. We'll see you tonight as we continue on here from Day One.